Welcome back, you guys. It is Wicked Raider 22, and today I actually wanted to take a look at one of the videos recently released by Raid Shadow Legends, kind of previewing the core mechanics of the updates that are coming to the game. And I'm thinking about it from a new player kind of position because I know a lot of these newer updates, number one, will give those veteran players something new to do. A really good way to kind of change a champion that you fall in love with, you use in all parts of the game, and all of a sudden there's something more to it. But the other side of me kind of thinks about what does this mean for a new player? If I'm currently level 20, 25, 30, I'm getting to, this new thing dropping. Like, what could this possibly mean for me? So, as we're going through the video today, I just want to take a couple of minutes and watch it, take some pauses, and kind of give my thoughts. If I'm starting out and thinking about where I am currently, my highest account is only level 52, I think. So these are the things that will impact how I choose to play. And what do we want to do with this? Let me know your thoughts, your feelings. You guys know I am always down to have some conversation. So let's get started.
Hey everyone, and welcome to a new update preview episode. Today we're going to talk about Awakening, diving a little deeper into some of the things we didn't have time for in our most recent What's Next video. We're also working on a second video covering the Iron Twins Fortress, the boss's skills, and highlighting some tactics and strategies to help take the twins down. But right now, we're focusing on Awakening itself. Let's start with the basics. Awakening unlocks at level 42 and is kind of like a mixture of Ascension and Masteries.
Now let's just stop right there because that's going to be a big one. It's going to be available at level 42. And I guess I was kind of thinking at first, why that particular level? And kind of imagine where your teams are by that point. You normally have at least one champion at level 50. Most people by this point probably have at least two. You've done a couple of stages within the dungeon. You have probably, gone through normal level for campaign. So you have a little experience on your champions, how you like for them to be built, how they feel, how they're running. It's something that you're extremely committed to. So I can definitely understand where this level is coming at. But this is also the point where you start learning the importance and the power of silver. And you start also learning the importance and the shortages associated with gems. So keep that part in mind as well.
The Awakening part itself is similar to Ascension. You awaken your champions star by star to make them stronger. In fact, one of the only real rules for Awakening is that you can't awaken a champion to a higher Awakening level than their Ascension level. So, you awaken them, then what? Here's where you'll find the similarity to Masteries.
So this is an add-on. When you have taken a champion to 6 stars, you will along the way also ascend those champions using potions. And those potions are obtained, of course, by going through different keeps to unlock stages to gain access. You have to combine those potions to particular levels. And then, of course, you use those to ascend your champion. The access to the star that even allows you to ascend it to that level has to be earned by doing either campaigns, by going through dungeons, by going through crypts. There are so many areas where you have to battle, you have to fight in order to earn, much of what's needed in order to ascend the champion. So that part of the game is a necessity. And now you can be rewarded level wise based on how many ascended stars your champion has earned. Those levels are going to keep you going. As a new player, you've got to be careful and choose who you would go through this process with. Because I can picture some people trying to like literally take their top 6 champions and diving into this process and eating through so many resources so quickly. Oh gosh. Especially if you're like level 42 to 50. So you're able to put your foot in the door of it and you can see what else is available, but you may not be able to obtain it, or you may not have a champion you really want to put, blessings and everything on. Okay. Okay. Let's see where this goes. Let's see.
Once you awaken a champion, you can choose a blessing for them. These are like super powered passive skills that can completely transform how you use a champion, unlocking new levels of potential or altering what they do entirely. Each blessing belongs to a specific divinity. For now, there are four: light, dark, war, and chaos.
Now I like this. I really like this. And just looking at what's available to you. I like the similarities to masteries because it's the one area where everyone can make choices that are kind of independent of one another. There's a guide as you're going down through levels for masteries, but this is kind of interesting to me.
As soon as you awaken a champion, you get to pick any blessing you want. No questions asked. Well, within reason. Like champions, blessings have rarities. So rare champions can only get rare blessings. Epic champions can choose rare or epic blessings. And legendary champions have access to everything.
Notice the access, notice the levels, top, middle, all. It is always a push to have those legendary champions. And I get the feeling that that's where a lot of the updates, of course, are going to be filtered toward because the push is always for you to be able to access all portions of the game.
But still, once you've awakened a champion, you don't have to do anything else to actually unlock their available blessings. However, you can make all the blessings stronger by awakening your champion to higher levels. Every blessing gets better as a champion's awakening level increases, from improving the stat bonuses to unlocking entirely new effects and abilities. The best part? It's all
That graphic. Oh my gosh, that graphic was kind of nice. That was kind of nice. Okay, let's look at this. I like this one. So, reminder on the light, dark, war, and chaos, which controls which blessings you're having access to. These are broke up. Top is rare. We have epic and then legendary. And this one was kind of looking at Soul Reap. I like how all the ones that they show the expanded version of are mainly at the legendary stage. I would love to get a little bit more with rare and epic, just because for some of us, we may have one legendary, maybe one, and it's probably that login champion. If you were lucky enough to come in at that point, or usually within the first week or so of playing, you're normally going to have a shard where you will pull a legendary. But this is Soul Reap, so it's at the legendary level. When this champion hits an enemy target and decreases their HP to a certain threshold, a Reaper will appear and deal extra damage equal to the target's remaining HP. Okay. For AoE attacks, each target that has their HP reduced to the threshold in the attack will be visited by a Reaper. The Reaper will ignore defense as well as all damage reduction skills, effects, and buffs. High Awakening bonus: if the target survives, the Reaper has a chance of placing a true fear debuff for one turn. The attack plus 500. Now, notice there are levels here. That's the other thing that, even with skills, I kind of like how you can see which level you're at just at a glance. Gives you an area for your blessing, moves that aura over to the side. That's kind of nice. I'm hoping they change up the way artifacts look as well. But there's also a little button here, which gives me the feeling that we're going to get to some cost in just a second.
tied to your champion's awakening level. You don't have to upgrade.
Here's another one. This is that Dark Resolve. This is a rare level. Has a chance of blocking any freeze, provoke, and true fear debuffs whenever an enemy tries to place them on this champion. HP is, of course, plus 6,000. Resist. If you are early game especially, this can be a game changer for you. I know the more I play and the more I learn how to fine tune my artifacts for my particular champion, this is a game changer. I'm always loving, that's why I'm always asking for tips and loving that part. But if you're looking here based on the ascension level that you've obtained for that champion, so there's still that push, always that push to get potions to, continuously ascend. It's always when they break up that HP that I love. I'm noticing this too. There is an overall increase, but based on the level of your champion will determine that increase as well. Same thing goes for resist.
Grade each blessing individually. If you have a champion at level 5 of Awakening, they'll get the level 5 benefits of any blessing they choose. Simple. You can also swap blessings at any time. Just like Masteries, the first change is completely free. But after that, it's going to cost you some gems. You can change to any blood.
Don't let this escape you. Do you see this? I noticed that button earlier. Now, I want you guys to think about it because they're showing us a nice screen. This is for level 60 champion, of course, 3,500 gems for this particular shadow account they're showing. So 300 gems. At the level that I am now, spending 300 gems is something that I probably do maybe once or twice a month. I'm one of those, I don't keep a lot of gems. I don't always have enough energy to run the number of battles that I want to run. And so as I earn them, I normally use them for energy, but to give this 300 gems, not silver, they'll be different if it was like 3,000 silver. Okay, 10,000, 30,000 silver, that's different. But when it's gems for so many players, I think that's going to be a really big limiting factor, a really big one.
Blessing available from any divinity, but switching blessings within the same divinity will be slightly cheaper than changing their divinity entirely. Now, let's have a look at some of the blessings themselves, starting with one of our coolest blessings, Polymorph. This is a legendary blessing from the Chaos Divinity, and it does deliver on the Chaos front. Whenever any enemy places a debuff on a champion with this blessing, or steals or removes one of their buffs, there's a chance they'll receive a little debuff themselves. Only it's not a normal debuff, like an attack or defense decrease. They're going to get turned into a sheep and lose access to every single one of their skills. There's only a 5% chance of this happening at level 1, but if your champion is fully awakened all the way to level 6, you're going to have a 20% chance of turning potentially any champion into a sheep for 2 turns.
Notice the increase. It's almost like having to book your champion. It's really similar to going in because you've still got to level up the work that you've done. So level 1, 5%, you're probably going 10%, 15, all the way up to 20. And you're 4 levels in on this one particular blessing. So think about the resource time because that's what it's going to come down to. I really want to see how they're going to mix this one in.
And if you're wondering what life as a sheep is like, well, any champ that's been sheepified will only be able to use a single sheep skill. They'll charge forward, attack one enemy, and that's it. But they're a sheep, so herd mentality comes into play. Whenever one sheep attacks, all the others will join the herd and attack too. Getting turned into a sheep can basically take a champion out of the game for 2 whole turns, but it's not all bad. Every time you attack as a sheep, there's a 50% chance of removing the debuff and getting turned back into champion form again. And whenever you get rid of the sheep debuff, whether it expires or you lose all your HP as a sheep, you'll return to champion form at 50% HP, no matter how much HP you had before you got sheeped.
That's not bad. Okay, I get it. Okay, turning into a sheep. I'm kind of feeling it. Coming back at half HP. Hey, if you are low on HP when you're turning into a sheep, that one could be helpful. I'm just saying.
Fun blessing, an even more fun debuff, and we can't wait to see what you do with it. So, that's a legendary blessing, but other champions have access to a lot of awesome blessings too. Survival Instinct is a rare blessing from the Chaos Divinity that can really turn a situation on its head. When an enemy uses a skill that places, spreads, or transfers a debuff onto a champion with this blessing, it's going to boost that champion's turn meter. It's an amazing blessing to make your champions interrupt your opponent's turn order and ruin their day.
Wow, check this one out. It's always at 2%. Oh, I wish that number started. Maybe started at 4%, but 2 is just so low. But fills the meter. So honestly, even with rare champions, and this is a legendary example, if you're not ascended 5 or 6 stars, you are missing out on so much. Like to do it with a 2 ascended, twice ascended champion just wouldn't really be worth it. Like it's a nice little boost, but this is going to create a gap really quickly because you have so many people that are running champions that have the potential. This is like the equivalent of having an additional slot for another artifact. It's kind of cool if you could swap out which abilities were attached at like at least one of these levels. That would be nice too. That would be nice.
And here's another one. Carapace decreases the damage a champion takes while under a bunch of crowd control debuffs like stun, freeze, fear, or even petrification. On top of that, it also provides some sizable boosts to the champion's HP, resistance, and speed, making them far better equipped to make it through enemy stun locks in the arena or in those tough boss battles. And remember, these last two blessings are rare, so it's not just the top tier champions that will be getting some serious benefits from blessings. All right, we've taken a detailed look at 3 blessings from the Chaos Divinity, but let's quickly highlight a few blessings from the other divinities too, starting with the War Divinity. Life Harvest increases the champion's turn meter whenever an enemy is revived and destroyed.
Oh, hold on. Let's go back. So
Life Harvest increases.
Life Harvest. They always get you with these legendaries. Destroys a portion of reviewed enemies' max HP whenever they are reviewed. So the portion, oh, they're gonna have those multipliers. Mid-awakening bonus. Whenever enemies are revived, partially fills their champion's turn meter for each enemy revived. That HP add of 6,000 is big. Resist is 50. Speed is 10, and that's pretty nice. I want to see where these stars
the
go.
Champion's turn meter whenever an enemy is revived and destroys a portion of that enemy's max HP for good measure, making them weaker every time.
Nice.
Chainbreaker helps champions break free from crowd control debuffs. Commanding Presence boosts your team's aura, and Hero's Soul boosts a champion's damage against bosses.
Wow. Okay. Hero Soul increase the damage inflicted to bosses and their minions according to the number of living enemies. Attacks plus 500. I like this. If you are at, I'm telling you, for level 42 to 50, this will be a huge little boost to their game. So if you're starting a new account in preparation for this one, which I am almost tempted, guys. I am almost tempted. Like, think about it. If you start a new account right now and you literally save all of your resources and simply just upgrade your, let's just say, top 4 champions, and that's it. Like, you keep it at 4, maybe 5. Oh, you could get a little baby account and really do something. But look at these gems they always have available on the accounts that they show. That's always a big one. Don't forget that.
According to the number of enemies in battle, it'll be huge for the Spider's Den. Next up, Light Divinity, the Do-Gooders. The Lightning Cage Blessing protects your buffs and boosts your damage with lightning balls. Heaven Cast makes your default skill ignore some of your.
Now, some of these are really good. They really give me that Doom Tower feel because there are so many instances, especially with your rare champions in those secret rooms. If anyone has made it to that point, you will notice that those secret rooms really require very niche skills. And so you're always looking for a champion that really does something in particular, and it can get really hard. But like Heaven Cast, debuffs placed by this champion default skill will ignore a percentage of the target's resistance. Attack is 500, HP 1,000, critical damage 25%, and then speed is 10. Will ignore 5%, can get it to 15. The critical damage increase would be nice, and it's nice that you have so many, percentages. It'd be nice if attack was on a percentage base as well. But if they're legendary, of course, an additional 100 to that one, or 5% on their critical damage. Not bad. Not bad.
Your enemy's resistance, which is great for those with key debuffs on their first skill. And here's one of my favorites. Miracle Heal helps recover some destroyed HP whenever the Blessed Champion heals. Excellent for bringing into Hydra battles. And finally, the Dark Divinity. As you'd expect, they're not manipulating rainbows. Take Ward of the Fallen. It gives you special bone armor to protect you from attacks, then gives you more as your allies perish around you. At the highest level, you'll even summon undead skeletons to charge at your enemies. It's awesome. The Lethal Dose Blessing then increases the damage you deal from poison debuff.
Now, this one might be a big one. There are a lot of players right now that are really working on poison teams. So Lethal Dose for those epic champions, and I haven't seen very many of these for epics, increases the damage enemies receive from poison debuffs placed by this champion in the arena. High Awakening bonus will ignore 35% of each target's resistance. Now, this may be pretty good. If you're thinking about particular champions and the artifacts you've already placed on them, what level are those artifacts, and look at that. Do you have a flat stat for resistance, or do you have that percent? That one can be nice. That one can actually be nice. The attack it's adding at 500, HP is 1000, accuracy is 50, and speed, of course, is going to be 10. So not bad.
Buffs in the arena and ignore
You'll
some of
notice
the
6
enemy's
stars.
resistance while you're at it. If that doesn't sound painful enough, the Cruelty Blessing destroys some of your enemy's defense, making them far, far easier to hurt. All right, that's a super quick fly through of a few of the coolest blessings. Keep an eye on our social channels for more. Now you know why you want to awaken your champions. Let's talk about how. It all starts here at the Altar of Souls. Well, kind of. It actually starts at the Iron Twins Fortress. That's where you'll beat the Iron Twins to earn the soul coins you'll need to start the awakening process. But we're making a dedicated video on
this one. I have seen so many YouTubers that when they get to the screen and notice that not only did you have to have keys, but there is an energy charge as well. Oh man, double resources. This, and look at stage 1. Look at that. I want you guys to check this out. Stage 1, keep this in mind. 95 is where you're starting. You know, it's this is giving. This is, and I'm paying attention to the number of items, the number of coins. Stage 5, you're getting 70 to 85 coins. Guys, think about it. If they're giving you that many coins, what's the cost? That's the other thing. And look at the account type that they're always showing. I wish my gym count looked like that. I wish.
the twins later, so we'll ignore them for now. Now, imagine you're the best.
Can't wait till this video comes out.
You've got all the soul coins in the world. Time to get your hands on champion souls and awaken some champions. To start, let's recap a few rules. Only rare, epic, and legendary champions can be awakened.
Oh, there's so many common and uncommons, guys, that we have fell in love with, but this is not for them. Oh gosh. So I'm sorry.
Each champion needs their own souls. You can't awaken Venus with Valkyrie's souls, for example. Another big thing to remember is that your ascension level matters for awakening. Champions can't be awakened to a higher level than their current ascension level. To make it easy to track, your awakening level is indicated with a fashionable red color. Okay, so souls. There are 2 types of souls, perfect souls and split souls. Perfect souls let you awaken your champion to the exact level indicated by the number of stars they have without any extra steps or requirements. If you're lucky enough to find a 6-star perfect soul for Valkyrie, you can fully awaken her in a single step. Split souls. Split souls, on the other hand, awaken your champions 1 level at a time. For example, if you find a 5-star split soul, you'll only be able to use that on champions that have already reached level 4 of awakening. Now let's talk about
that's an investment of time. That one goes back to an investment of time. I was wondering to myself, you know, if you're able to go to Doom Tower, defeat the boss to earn coins in the first place. So that's going to be that extra, getting through those levels of Doom Tower, because I'm pretty sure the coins, the number of coins and the type of coins you have access to should improve as you go through more and more levels. So if you have, if you're that pay to play, you know, kind of player, this can be your new area. Like this can be your little, you know, money throw. So that was the first thought. But the fact that you can either find perfect or split souls, 1 level at a time, and I guarantee you guys, we're going to find more of these than not. That's a good one. That's a good one.
4 of awakening. Now let's talk about getting those souls. Perfect souls are the most flexible and powerful, so you'll want to get your hands on as many of these as possible. The main way is by summoning them with soul stones, which always gives you perfect souls. And to get soul stones, you'll need to head to the Mystic Market and use the soul coins you've earned from beating the Iron Twins. There are 3 soul stone types: mortal, immortal, eternal. The better the
there are so many videos about markets, and so you have your Awakened, Soul Collection, Mystic Market, and Soul Merchant. Looking at the Soul Stone types, you know, looking at that level 5. Okay, for Epic Champions, this is a good one. This is a lot. This is a lot to take in. I think I was good until like halfway through. I was still with them, and this is where I start, I think, I've hit my information limit, and I would have to literally go back and rewatch this portion forward to kind of really understand.
Soulstone, the better your chances of receiving top tier souls, meaning higher level souls for higher rarity champions. You can see the breakdown on screen right now. Summoning souls using soul stones requires silver in addition to the soul stones themselves, and the process is similar to summoning champions from shards, so you should get used to it in no time. As an added bonus here, you'll be able to constantly upgrade your stockpiles of soul coins through using soul stones. For example, if you use 10 mortal soul stones, you'll receive 200 immortal soul coins. You can also get some eternal soul coins by using immortal soul stones. It's a nice, easy ladder that means you can get high tier soul stones just for summoning souls. But that's not all. As you know, there are hundreds of champions in Raid, and getting the right soul for the right champion sounds like it could take a while. So we've got something to help speed that process up. Introducing the wish list. You'll get to choose 9 champions to add to your list. Then your odds of summoning perfect souls for those champions from soul stones will be double. Simple, no strings attached. So that covers perfect.
That's kind of nice. I was wondering about that. The other thing that this definitely does is because there are so many champions, this gives you an opportunity to start running into champions that you don't see anymore. Like, because even when you're going through the factions, you start thinking there are more champions that are missing from here because certain champions you just, don't even see or whatever. But wow. Okay. This helped. I wish it was a little bit higher because I'm thinking like they're probably going to throw the most popular out there most often anyway. But this really helped it. So that's a lot. Some of these I've never seen before.
Simple, no strings attached. So that covers perfect souls. But what about split souls? You can get split souls from the soul merchant, but instead of using soul stones, you'll be exchanging soul essence.
Oh, here we go.
Soul essence by raiding the Iron Twins fortress or by buying it with soul coins. Fortunately, the advantage of the soul merchant is that you get to pick and choose which souls you want. The merchant has souls of every level and rarity, but the merchant's stock changes all the time. You'll need to stop by regularly and see what's in stock. To make it even more appealing, the merchant.
So kind of like the updated marketplace, I guess. A little feel. I do appreciate the fact that it changes and refreshes itself. Now, how often this happens will be interesting too. But yeah.
Merchant likes to make sure they have what you're looking for, so you'll never get a split soul that's of a lower level than what you need. For example, if you have a Valkyrie at level 3 of Awakening, the next split soul you see for Valkyrie will be level 4. And if a champion hasn't been awakened at all, you might even see a few level 1 perfect souls as well. Bottom line, when it comes to the soul merchant, make sure you check in regularly to catch the souls you need. Those are all the ways to get souls, but once you have them, you'll need to know where to access them. This one's easy. Head to your soul collection. It functions pretty much the same as your champions collection, where you can expand it if you need more slots. Oh, and one big thing to remember. You can always sell any souls you don't want to get some more soul coins. This way, nothing's wasted, and you get to start the hunt for souls again. And that's everything. Keep an eye out for that dedicated dungeon guide we've promised.
Wait on the dungeon guide, of course. That was wow. Wow, that was a lot. I think I did good. Probably yeah, right up until we started jumping in with the additional marketplace and after this point with the split souls and I was done. So that can be a big one. It's almost like adding an entire new island, to like a Mario game or something. Like that's that's a lot. So kind of exciting, especially if you have a champion that is definitely your favorite. You'll probably want to jump in just feet first and just kind of go for it. So you guys let me know, what do you think? Are you excited about it? Do you think you would actually go in and take advantage of not only the tower, but the marketplace? And would you use it on all of your champions? Would you start with your core team? Like what? Definitely want to know what you think. So this one has been long enough. If you have stuck with me all the way through, I definitely appreciate you. Again, this is Wicked Raider 22. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know if there is something that you would like to see on the channel that you haven't seen just yet. I will definitely talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.